was like, whoa.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. If you're new to Underdog, get $100 in bonus funds when you play just $5 with code It Is What It Is. Underdog is live in more than 30 states, including Georgia, Texas, and Missouri, just to name a few. So make sure y'all support the show, lock in your bonus, and start playing today with code It Is What It Is. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts, Mace and Cam.
Some Bengal colors, huh?
I figured you thought you had something up your sleeve.
Listen, man, I'm gonna be totally honest with you, man. I didn't feel good about what I did yesterday, man.
You didn't?
Nah, man, I felt whack, man. You know, Stat, I watched the video. Stat was disappointed in me.
I was.
Yeah.
I was disappointed
The switch up was crazy for you.
Yeah, man, because that ain't... Yeah, for me, yeah. You say you'll come around one of these days. I understand you're already there, but I just felt really, really bad, man. So as much as... And listen, DJ Drama, and listen, mad people was like, Cam, welcome. Welcome, about time, you know, Dipset Bird, We the Bird, the Eagle. I say, yeah, but I felt bad, man. And to be totally honest with you, Stat, I told you I had a backup plan for the Eagle, for the Bengals, man.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get them on the right track, man. That's what I'm gonna do. So, Nick, let's go to the video real quick. This is what I got lined up for the Bengals right here.
Yo, Killa gotta stop. Yeah. Yo, why is he throwing his hip out like that?
It's Dak Prescott, nigga. You say, I'm be there Friday, man. Yeah. That's all.
Why is he moving his hip like that?
Yeah, Mo, you see.
Your back foot wasn't planted.
I ain't want to show all my footage, man. Jamar Chase, I'm on the way, y'all. Higgins, I'm on the way, man.
Yeah.
Telling you, man.
Yeah.
See, with me, it's Shedeur. I got us, man. We gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Mo, I'm back in Ohio, nigga. I'm on the way back, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, man.
That was a good one. Why was you throwing your hip out like that?
Like,
Because I don't know if y'all watch. I was just about to say Dak Prescott actually got that from me. If y'all ever showed see Dak Prescott warm up, he seen old footage of what I used to do when I was playing in junior high school. There's a couple VHS tapes out there of me, man. I'm back home, y'all. I'm going to go down with the shit, man.
So you used to play quarterback?
I played a few different positions. Pause. Running back, quarterback, receiver. If we had a decent quarterback, I would have played receiver. If we didn't have a decent quarterback, I played quarterback. If I could throw it to myself, I would have.
Maurice, are we good with the tape? How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I'm all for it. He's back home in Ohio, so I'm all for it.
Yeah, thank you, Mo, man. I appreciate that, man. Good seeing you, man. Matter of fact, we didn't even give Mo a proper introduction today. Welcome back to the show, Mo. It's good seeing you, man.
Yeah.
That Ohio State red tie on. I see what's going on, baby. How you doing?
All is well.
Consistent with the suits this season. Real consistent, man. Looking good, sharp, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I will say real quick, Papa Stat was not happy about the switch up either. He was like, really? We don't do that over here?
Yeah.
He was mad. I'm like, what?
Well, listen.
There was a lot of people offended.
Yeah, I felt bad about it myself. That's most importantly. But what I will say is this to Papa Stat, and I don't know if Mama Stat, if that's her team or not. There's a lot of switching up y'all do within the organization. Not necessarily teams. Y'all get mad at coaches. Quarterbacks aren't tall enough. Y'all don't underappreciate players. I'm not going to say y'all leave the organization, but the betrayal within the organization is wild, Papa Stat. and Stat for that matter.
Yeah, and I have to agree, Papa Stat. You guys do a lot of this. And it's flowing down to your offspring right here.
Family can criticize family. That's okay, because at the end of the day, we go right back to family. That's just how it goes.
Okay.
You can't say that don't happen. It happens all the time.
All right.
But like Cam said, Maurice, glad to have you back on the show. We're going to actually start with the Browns. So they're expected to bench Joe Flacco and start rookie Dillon Gabriel moving forward, beginning with Sunday's overseas game against Minnesota. So Maurice, how do you see this going?
Well, I got two things to say about it. One, I'm happier that they get closer to at least considering putting Shedeur in the game. You know, you got to put Dillon Gabriel in there to see what he has. You know, they obviously drafted him before him, even though, you know, everybody thought that Shedeur should have been the guy to go early in the draft. But, you know, it is what it is, no pun intended. But I think that they were actually waiting for Joe Flacco to get through the gauntlet of their schedule. And you can pull the schedule up and to see who they played in the first 4 games. I was thinking about this earlier in the week, but I seen it. And I think that they didn't want to shake the young guys' confidence, either Dillon Gabriel or Shedeur. But I think that you're getting closer to just seeing Shedeur, and you have to let things play out with Dillon Gabriel. And hopefully he does, you know, decent. But, all in all, I want to see Shedeur, get out there and, bring all the city out and bring the fans out and so on and so forth. And so I'm happy for it, because we get closer to seeing my man Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, I think we all will have similar takes on this one right here. I think no matter what's going on right now, this is what happens when you try to avoid the inevitable. Everybody knows that when it's all said and done, Shedeur is going to end up the quarterback of this Browns team. And not only is he going to be the quarterback of this Browns team, I think the way all of this has been set up, Mo, is for Shedeur to have a phenomenal career. I think this was perfect. This was the perfect storm to put his back against the wall, for that Sander name to come out of him, pause, and for him to have a hell of a career. I mean, I think he's going to have a great, great career. And I think these are all of the things that was necessary to pull out the intangibles that he have and to cause him to be focused and to be hungrier than ever. And I think when he gets his shot, it's just going to be no looking back. And I want to be on record of saying that, because I'm going to be the first one to say it. I don't need everybody else to jump on the bandwagon and say, man, I knew that was going to happen. No, sometimes you have to put the back against the wall and do everything possible. But the cream always rises to the top. Pause.
Well, we don't all have similar takes, because that's absolutely not my take. I think that personally, that Joe Flacco is going to still be the number 2. I don't know this for a fact. Murder and Maurice could be 100% right. This is my personal
I don't
opinion.
know.
Yeah, no, I'm just, like I said, I'm not.
I do.
I haven't known the first 2 weeks. I'm just saying what the Chiefs were going to do. But what I was going to, the reason I'm saying this is that I believe that Joe Flacco, because I'm a Joe Flacco fan, I don't think that the league, or not the league, teams specifically think that he should be starting. It's just the scenario that they were in this season with the quarterback scenario. I think that they think he's a great backup quarterback. 2 years ago, he was Deshaun Watson's backup, did great. Last year, he was a backup in Indianapolis. He just so happened to fall into the starting spot this year with the Cleveland Browns, and I think that they will put him back in number 2 before they put Shedeur at number 2. That's just my opinion. It isn't a single foul line when 1 goes, then 2 goes, then 3 goes. Joe Flacco could be very well back to number 2 and keep Shedeur at 3. So that's what I think is going to happen. We'll see how Gabriel does and what that means for the Browns. But my personal suggestion is this. If I cannot save the Cincinnati Bengals, Shedeur can. I think Shedeur should come over to the Cincinnati Bengals. That's just my personal opinion. One of my niggas actually talked to me about it in the control room. I don't know if it's Jory or Isaiah, one or the other. They was telling me yesterday, and I was like, you know what? That makes all the sense in the world. We don't got shit to lose. We have nothing to lose. Browning is stinking it up. We don't even know who the fuck backing Browning up. Joe Burrow is not coming back to a minimum of December, if that. Shedeur is ready now. Cincinnati is ready now. We don't have to wait to see what Gabriel does. We don't have to play the mind games and see if Joe Flacco's the number 2 quarterback and the number 3. Make the deal. get it done, get them there the week after next. That's what I'm hoping for.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so what do you think do you think Cleveland really wants to put up with the noise all year of not even giving him a shot if Dillon Gabriel goes out there and struggle?
The thing about it is Cleveland, look, Mo, this is your team. Y'all come to games with paper bags over your head. Y'all are not used to greatness. Y'all not used to winning. Y'all come there with the fans literally, Murder, I'm not exaggerating, wear brown bags, Mo, am I lying? Over their head. That's what they do. So I don't think the organization is really saying put up with the noise of not hearing Shedeur play. Y'all been dealing with a bunch of bullshit forever. I think that what you're saying and Murder's saying should be correct. I'm not disagreeing on my principle that Shedeur should be next. I'm just saying the history of the organization doesn't say Shedeur is next. Let's just get him down the road to Cincinnati where he could possibly play the week after next. Jamar Chase and Higgins, they gonna fuck these boys' numbers up. Did you see the frustration on Jamar Chase's face yesterday, Mo? I don't know if you've seen the game or not the day before yesterday, pardon me. Listen, man, these players have guaranteed contracts for a certain amount, so I'm just using round numbers. If you got a $150 million guarantee, a $150 million contract, and $100 million is guaranteed, and $50 million is based off incentives, Murder, and part of the incentives is you got to get 90 yards per game to get a bonus of $8 million. You got to have 7 catches every 2 games to get a bonus of so-and-so amount of dollars. These niggas know they not getting that. Not with Browning. You fucking the bonus money up. How niggas get their bonus money, man? I can't stick up for you, Browning, no more. Listen, hopefully things have changed, but as far as to answer your question, Mo, what do we expect from the Rams? You know what I mean? Like you said, I did what you saying, like, yo, that's fucked up, you're not putting Shedeur in. Yo, that's fucked up, you're not doing that.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, that went on all preseason. It was hysteria when they moved him to third string. You know what I'm saying? Because he had a couple good preseason games, and then even they pulled him out of one of the preseason games.
Ready for the last one.
Right, and he was upset. He's like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying he could walk right into a situation that's ready now. Right now, there's nothing to lose at this point. Now, Cleveland, we got to wait till this Gabriel shit happen. We don't know if Joe Flacco is going to be number 2, but to you and Murder's point, he could be next, which I'm saying that, what I'm saying is that y'all are incorrect, but we just don't know what the Cleveland Browns organization. Think about this, right? Who's you guys wide receivers with the Cleveland Browns, Mo?
Who are they?
Yeah.
Listen, man, I don't know.
Look at this. Look at this. Exactly.
This your team, Mo.
Look at this.
This is crazy, Mo.
But listen, that's an even better answer.
I could have tried something crazy.
Listen, no, Mo, I like that. I love that answer because that's your team and you don't know. Now think about that, right? And think about walking into Cincinnati with Jamar Chase on the left and T. Higgins on the right.
Yeah, I know
what?
Exactly
He can't, even if he can't lose.
But where does this put you at, Cam? What QB are you if Shedeur comes?
I'll be QB2 if he don't come. I don't mind being QB2.
Right.
Yeah, I'm QB2. I'm QB2. I'm just going in case they don't make it happen. In case they don't make it happen. Browning is after me, pause.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've had a constant conversation about whether teams are legit or not, whether the first couple weeks matter. So I kind of want to put this to the test, and we can compare earlier on as the weeks go by looking at the first place teams in their division right now. And I want you guys to tell me if you think they're legit or not, and we'll be able to track that as we get closer to the end of the season. So let's start with the AFC East, Maurice. The Bills, do you think they're legit or not?
Legit.
Cool.
Not just in the division, I think right now the Bills are the best team in the AFC.
Okay. NFC East, we got the Eagles, Maurice.
Yeah, same legit.
Who did you say?
The Eagles.
Yeah, they're legit. And the reason I said the Bills is because they always get right there. You know, it's just history. Like Killa was talking about the Browns.
Yeah, the question was right now this week.
I know.
Yeah. Now, week 4, I have to agree. The Eagles, yes, absolutely.
Okay, the AFC West, the Chargers, Maurice.
No, I'm not a believer.
Nah, the second place team is the best team.
I like the Chargers. I'm going to say believer.
Okay. NFC West, we got the 49ers.
No, I don't believe the 49ers right now.
Absolutely not.
That's a tough one. The reason why I'm saying that's tough is because I'm looking at the division. I don't believe in the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know if I necessarily believe in the Los Angeles Rams. I don't believe in Arizona Cardinals. We had talked about their history. So if I'm thinking from a division standpoint, I'm going to say I'm believers because I believe that they can win that division and make it to the playoffs.
Okay.
That's fair.
AFC North, you know, we got the Steelers, Maurice.
Stan. Reluctantly. Yes, I actually believe my man Aaron Rodgers this year.
Yeah, I definitely believe that. I think this may be the best chance that the Steelers had in a very long time. So I'm going to go yes.
Hell no. Baltimore's going to still catch them niggas. And if I step into play, Shedeur, we definitely catching them niggas. Mike Tomlin, 500. That's the successful season we waiting on for the Steelers again. Nah, fuck that. Nah, I don't believe in them niggas.
It's just you and Shedeur versus everybody.
Yeah,
like you
that's-
just put yourself into the equation. He's like, me and Shedeur? Yeah. Like what?
No, what I'm saying is I said that, but what I said is if I didn't put this in phrase. I said that I believe the Ravens could catch them, but that's predicated on if Lamar Jackson is not too hurt.
Right. Okay. NFC North, the Lions, Maurice.
Oh, I'm a believer. I'll say this. This is my bold take. I think they go to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, I think this is the year they figured out. I'm definitely going to go with the Lions.
Yes, I believe in the Lions.
Okay. AFC South, the Colts.
No. Daniel Jones can back it up.
Damn.
No, we're not going with that. It's an easy division, but yeah, I'm going to go with them. It's an easy division, a real easy division.
That's what I'm looking at the division. If we're looking from a division standpoint, the only reason I'm going to say no is because it's still week 4 and they could hit a slide and we don't know if Houston may get it together in the up and coming weeks. We're looking at the week 4. Look, think about this. We didn't expect Indianapolis to be at the head of the division, with Jacksonville actually tied for first place in the division with Houston at 1-3. I think all these teams in the division are unpredictable. The only reason I'm going to go no is because I don't know exactly who to put faith in. We tried to put faith in Stroud. It doesn't look that good. He had a bad sophomore season, rookie season phenomenal. His junior year, which is now, it doesn't look really good. Trevor Lawrence, they cut him a big check. He's hurt a lot and don't produce a lot. Maybe this is his breakout year, starting off at 3-1. And Daniel Jones as well, coming from the situation in New York. They took a loss last week, but I think they're a solid team. I think the division is just too unpredictable. That's the only reason I'm going to say no.
Okay. And then lastly, the NFC South, we got the Bucks, Maurice.
No, I don't believe in Baker.
I actually believe in Baker. I think I'm going to go yes.
I'm going to agree with Mace on this. Like I said, we're going division by division. Atlanta Falcons, definitely not believing. Carolina Panthers. And then think about this, the New Orleans Saints have a worse record than the Carolina Panthers, which is crazy.
Crazy.
Carolina Panthers, I think the shits was going for 49 cents last seats. 49 cents and a free hot dog to come with a seat, some shit like that. So we absolutely, this is a division where teams don't finish 500 and still make it to the playoffs. Now back to actually Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you think about Baker Mayfield, Mo may have personal feelings about him because he didn't do what he needed to do when he played for the Cleveland Browns, and that may have left a bad taste pause in Mo's mouth. But I think that where he's at, he's finally found the home. You know, him going to the Rams for a minute and then finally settling down in Tampa. He has a good core team there. Yeah, and then, you know, you just get Chris Godwin back. He's been out for the beginning of the season, and Mike Evans wasn't playing. I think when Chris Godwin gets in motion fully and back to full strength, and you get Mike Evans, I think that you're really, really going to have a solid Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. And what I was going to say is that I believe they're going to be in the Final Four. When it comes to the NFC, my Final Four for the NFC is the Eagles, the Lions, Tampa Bay, and I'm going to have to put Green Bay in there, even though people will say, what about the Commanders? I'm just feeling like Tampa Bay will slide in that spot along with Green Bay and leave the Commanders on the outside of the Final Four looking in. But I do believe in Tampa Bay.
Okay, so you guys are like half and half on the Bucs, and some people still feel like the Bucs are losers, even though some people feel like they are winners. So be it with teams, entertainers, or people in general, Maurice, gonna let you go first. What are winning versus loser habits that help characterize how basically like a team will be or what will happen to them? Like, what do you think separates winners versus losers?
Yeah, excuse me, my fault. One, I'm gonna say two things to this. I was like, I seen heard Cam's last take, and I was like, this motherfucker getting good at this. That's one thing, right? Right?
Welcome, baby.
Yeah.
And that's when the big bucks start kicking in.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I gotta give me an iPad to start sourcing my information, man.
But yeah, man, listen, Mo, thank you. I appreciate this because, you know, at the end of the day, I sit with this nigga. I don't know. You gotta come in prepared.
Know your stuff.
You gotta be prepared. Not just with sports. You have no idea what's gonna be thrown towards your way. So I try to come in prepared. But thank you for that compliment, Mo. I appreciate that.
Nah, as I was listening to it, I was like, it makes me want to, you know, have an exchange, and you know, it just makes you want to get better.
And just to let you know, Mo, look, man, Mo, it ain't on, man. It ain't on, man. It ain't on, man. This shit just for show, man. It's just for show, man.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad, Mo.
It's all good. When I prepared the question, I was asking. Well, hold on. How did you frame the question? Because I want to answer the question that you asked. Not the question
basically. So what I was alluding it to is how you were like, nah, I don't believe in Tampa Bay, and some people are like, yeah, we do, because people are like, we don't trust Baker Mayfield, even though some people do. So, in your opinion, what helps characterize winners versus losers? Like, why is Tampa Bay a winner to some people but a loser to some people? And I wanted to know what your opinion on that would be.
Yeah, in regards to Tampa Bay, and my context was just thinking about the whole, like when you said a for real team, my mind was like saying, does this team have the ability to go to the Super Bowl, or does this team have the ability to go deep in the playoffs? And I was viewing it through that lens. And when I just was viewing it through Baker Mayfield, I was like, I don't think Baker Mayfield has what it takes to do what Tom Brady did with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers probably, 3 or 4 years ago, when he took them to the Super Bowl and won with them. But in regards to loser characteristics, I wouldn't call Baker Mayfield and the organization losers per se, but that's how I characterize me as giving my opinion on that I believe in them as a legitimate contender for the Super Bowl. Maybe I just had the wrong context for it.
Yeah, that was a good one. When I think of this Buccaneer team, there's three things that come to mind that makes a team a winning team and separate them from being a loser team. The first thing is the character of the team. Like when you think of who people are as people, like what do they become when things go wrong? That's the first thing I look at, no matter what sport, but I know we're talking about football, is who do people become when things go wrong? That's the first thing. And then the second thing that I look at is that how much is this a collective effort? And on all championship teams, right, there's people that always show up that nobody expected. I know they don't depend on one person when it's a championship team. Those will be like the two things that jump out to me the most. Number one is, who do people become when things go wrong? The second thing is, how much dependency do they have on one particular player? Because we know in football, anybody could get hurt and anything could happen. And the third thing that I focus on is how you play away from home. How do you play away from home says a lot about who the team is. And right now, Tampa Bay is 2-0. So that's what made me say yes.
Yeah, as far as me, look, I can't define that. I'm not going to answer that question the way you guys answered the question, because for me, football is the ultimate team sport. Basketball is a team sport, but basketball is a little more if you and your man get on the same page, like, yo, these niggas bugging. You know what we got to do, Scotty, if you Mike. Yo, Shaq, you know what we got to do if you Kobe. You know if you're Paul Pierce, yo, KD, right? These niggas, right, we could do it. Football is just so much that needs to go right with 53 players. Mo, you've played football at the highest level, and you sit there. Imagine and I'm just giving a scenario. You're a running back, and you just march up the field with your offense 90 yards for a touchdown, and then the other team gets the ball and scores a touchdown in 2 plays. You know, two 30, 40-yard plays. You like, yo, what the fuck, my nigga? Now you mad at the defense because y'all are pounding pause to get up the field, and these niggas let these niggas score in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Now you're back on the field trying to get up the field. It's a lot that has to go right in football. You know, OJ used to say this when he's on the show, God bless the day. You sit there and watch some of OJ Simpson's statistics, and because of what he went through off the field, they tried to bury a lot of his football statistics, which were just fucking ridiculous. Yeah. OJ used to have more yards half the season than the quarterback, which was phenomenal. OJ's the only person who scored 2,000 yards as a running back in 14 games, because that's how many games were during the season. So when you look at these stats and you say, okay, OJ's never been to a Super Bowl. OJ's team never won more than 7-8 games. Does that not make OJ Simpson a winner? No, it's 52 other niggas that have to be on the same page. Now, we're going to relate it to team. What I would say is this. You have to have a guy or a couple guys that's leader of men to rally the troops up, to say, look, nigga, I need you tonight, pause. I need you to get on the stage. I need you to make a stop. I need you to get a 3 and out so we can get back on the field and win this game. If you can rally your troops, whether it's a coach, whether it's a player, and get everybody on the same accord, that's what I think winning's about, because sometimes you may not be the best player, but you're that emotional leader to rally the team to get where they need that emotional edge, even if they're not physically as good as other teams. Sometimes it's mental games that you play in sports as well. But I would answer that whoever can rally their team to be the leader of men and then get that same championship mentality that they have with other players, that's what I credit it to.
So, Maurice, this is what I think you're asking. Let's actually take it away from teams and put it in perspective of people and entertainers. What do you guys think are winner versus loser habits? Maurice first.
Yeah, I was, and I'll say this in full context. I just think about just the businesses I run every day. Did I go to Ohio State on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'll be with, the coach and just stuff I've been around. But like the glaring difference between winners and losers is just like people who either want or avoid responsibility. Like that's one. I'll say that just people who are typically losers in life are people who are typically don't excel in something. These people just avoid responsibility, which obviously avoids accountability from their behavior. And that you can damn near take that into anything. And people who typically win a lot are people that you don't typically have to tell everything to do. Just people that you can give them half of the idea and they're going to execute or contribute or something in that fashion. And I can sit there and look at it in business. I can sit there and look at it in life. But it was just my curiosity, just asking them to, from being around business, entertainment, and just all of the life that they've experienced, was there something that they say that they've experienced? And literally, I get these questions from people sending me direct messages and asking me these questions. and, essentially bringing them onto the show. But those are just my 2 tidbits, and just was wondering, what have they experienced during their journey?
Yeah, I think there's so many things when it comes to this, when it comes to entertainment, but there's 2 things that jump out to me when we're having this conversation. The first thing is that what I could think about is that people don't expect things to be hard. When people don't expect things to be hard, they expect everything to go smooth. That'll put you in a position where you fail a lot because you almost got to plan for things to go wrong. I think the people that do very well in life, they have a plan for if things go wrong. I remember growing up, they used to always say, "You playing basketball, but do you have a plan B? You're going to college for this, but do you have a plan B?" And I used to always be like, "Man, I don't need no plan B. My plan A is the plan B." And look at us now. We're not doing anything that we went to school for. Most people are not. So I think that's a major one. And I'll think about another one as Cam go.
Yeah, that's a great answer, Mace. Like a lot of people, like you said, we've kind of been, music led to all the other outlets that we do outside of music, but we've been doing music since single digit numbers.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 8, 9 years old, 10, 11, 12, 13 through high school. That was, to me, even though Mace said it isn't a plan B, to me, music was a plan B. I want to play basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely say music was a plan B, even though to me it was kind of a hobby because who knew it would be realistic or not. But it isn't like we just started at 19 doing music.
Yeah.
Like, yo, basketball ain't work out. Let's be rappers now. Nah, we was going to studio and shit like that while we was still in high school. But what I will say is this, it's definitely preparation, practice, and focus on your skill set. When a lot of people see LeBron James, just use an example, hit a buzzer beater, or Steph Curry, they didn't practice that yesterday. They've been practicing that for 30 years of their life. This is what they was practicing in the gym. 3, 2, at 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, they put themselves in that moment. But a lot of it is something that I talked about as well on last season, a couple seasons ago, is opportunity as well. I'll give you a great example. As much as people, as much as people appreciate the music that I've done and the records that I sold and everything else, I had to have the right opportunity to do that. I told the story, there's 2 stories I'm telling in one now. Mace ended up getting a real deal with Bad Boy, and I was trying to rush and keep up with him, and I signed to this company called Freeze Records, didn't know what the hell to do. Now imagine I wouldn't have been able to get out that deal at Freeze Records and I was signed for Freeze Records today. Nobody would have ever probably heard of me or ever knew that I was able to rap, or I would have just been Mace Little Man forever, and then he wasn't even rapping no more. So at the end of the day, if you don't have the opportunity, to which a lot of people don't, there's mad talented people out there, not just entertainers, in any field that don't get the opportunity to showcase their talent. It's just a messed up situation. It's about when you get that opportunity, saying all the stuff that I did leading up to this day and this moment, I'm going to take advantage of, and then, leading up to that moment, take advantage of. It used to be a cartoon where, I'm showing my age right here, but it used to be a frog that could sing, and he would have a show, and then when they lift the curtains up, he can't sing. you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Warner Bros. Shit. And you like, yo, this motherfucker's nice when nobody looking, and then when niggas is looking, he can't perform. You got a lot of that too. Think about this, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, think about this, right? And I'm not saying the stars and everything else don't got a line or whatever the fuck. Browning, I'm just going back to Cleveland, and no pun intended because it's my team. This is a nigga that's second string quarterback in the NFL. There's no reason that he should be playing the way you're playing. You have an opportunity that somebody like Shedeur would love to have. You cannot take advantage of not taking advantage of not having these opportunities. These opportunities don't come around. I was arguing with Cincy 2 days ago. Because he's saying, yo, how many nice quarterbacks you think is coming out of college around the world? I said, if not hundreds, thousands, it may be into tens of thousands. It's 30 starting jobs in the NFL. It's only 30 spots. So I was being nice saying hundreds, thousands of quarterbacks fighting for 30 spots. Same thing they'll tell you about the NBA. Tens of millions now people playing basketball. It's only 480 spots in the NBA, but it's tens of millions. If you get that opportunity, you have to take advantage of the opportunity because there's somebody else who wants that spot. And that's just dealing with preparation, if you ask me, Mo. That's my opinion.
Well, I'll say one thing to kind of add on to what you're talking about with, I know you were talking about there's a confidence or an energy that players give off to other people. And you have people who play for Ohio State right now that there's better players who sit on the bench than other players, but you'll see somebody who has a confidence or they do something for other players that you can't quantify or measure on the field.
Right.
And just because that player gives other players, either confidence or focus or just some sort of mentality that you need to play football, those people are playing. And I'm not sure what you call it, but I can probably think of like 3 or 4 players right now who have better backups than them. But that other intangible things you're talking about, the confidence and the mentality, that stuff takes you just as far as all the other stuff.
Listen, man, let me tell you something real quick, right? And I'm not going to use names. I'm just not. It's niggas who, and I'm using music for this example. You got some of the best lyricists. I'm talking about nigga lyricists. I'm trying to think of an example of like the best niggas with the best lyricists in the world talking about, God damn, this nigga rhymed this with that, and then rhymed that, and then brought it back on a double entendre, and then compound the word. As a lyricist, you just like this, like, God damn. Then you got a nigga like Max B and come through like, what up, baby? Did you see this here, man? I look good, I smell good, I taste good. Yeah, baby. You attracted. Yo, this nigga selling it right here. You got this nigga spitting all these bars, rapping his heart out, and this nigga Diddy Bop with the waves and the talk, and he say, nigga, fabuloso, baby, it's bigaloso. Pause, you know what I'm saying? You more attracted to that in the audience because he's selling that, and you gotta understand that. And that's just an example when you're saying, nigga, we're selling things here. This isn't personal. We're trying to sell what you bring to the table. And Max B, I'm just using him as an example because he's one of the best talkers off of music ever. And that counts these days. Like, it was a time where you didn't really know people's personality because you didn't have social media.
Yeah.
Or they didn't have access to media until somebody wanted to interview them. You got to think about this. When you came out, you had to wait for the vibe or the source of somebody to do an interview with you. And that's not even video. You got to read what a nigga wrote about what you said. So therefore, you're not really necessarily getting it. And then if you do end up luckily getting on a Rap City or 106 in Park, you got to take that personality for the 4, 5, 6 minutes you get on that show. Nowadays, you can sit there and announce what you want to announce on your phone, and because you're popping on social media or on the internet, now these other outlets that want to not give you the time of day before, they need you because you figured out a lane for yourself. I think that plays a part into it as well.
Well, we're going to go to break. WNBA players are calling out their commissioner. Don't go anywhere.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. What's stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. Wanna be free. Why am I here this woman wanna be free? Hell, I don't wanna see her walk away. I wish somebody told me the rules. Disagreements let her win, and it's cool. Even when I'm right, this ain't about you.
Welcome back. Now let's get into our underdog picks of the day. On Thursday, the 49ers will play the Rams. Underdog has Devontae Adams at 54.5 receiving yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
That's an interesting one. I'm gonna go higher.
Yeah, I'm going high as well.
Okay, Puka Nakua is at 96.5 receiving yards. You have him higher.
Pookie, that nigga Pookie coming off 170. I'm going to hire Pook. That nigga Pook, we going to hire with Pook, man.
Let me see. Law.
Okay, and Brock Purdy's at 237.5 passing yards. You have him higher, lower, Mace.
Law.
No higher.
Okay, make sure y'all download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. So WNBA's got a lot going on right now and a lot of the story is still unfolding, but basically Star Napheesa Collier blasted the WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert in her exit interview with a 4-minute speech stating that they have the worst leadership in the world. So it is a long speech, but I'm just going to go over some of the quotes that she said came from their commissioner. The commissioner apparently told her Caitlin Clark should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court because without the platform the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't be making anything. She also said in that same conversation, she told her players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that she got them. So before we kind of dive more into the issues the WNBA players are having.
And that is from the commissioner?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a private conversation. Napheesa went during her exit interview when they didn't make it onto the semifinals and basically said everything that she needed to say because she's advocating for change. So hearing those statements based off of what Fee said, Maurice, what do you think? Hold
on real quick, just so I'm clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though that what you just read is from the commissioner.
No, that's from the player.
Okay.
So she called out the commissioner and said private, basically conversations that they had out loud to the public in her exit interview.
Just so I'm clear, and she's nice. She's Collier's done nice.
Yeah.
She repeated what the commissioner said?
Yeah, she's saying the commissioner told her that.
Got you. Okay, that's what I was
And she blasted it on her exit interview because she's been advocating for change. So Maurice, just hearing those statements from the commissioner, horrible. And I'll say alleged because Fee said that. What do you think of those statements that were said?
So when you sent the topic over to research it, I just started researching the commissioner and just old interviews, and I can see how people have come to that opinion on a lady. But when you talk about just like an old school mentality and something that doesn't feel like it fits the brand of women who you have when the league is trying to change, when she talks about just the women in such a resentful way, and it almost seems like to me that she talks about like just in a very resentful way that the people, the Caitlin Clarks, the Angel Reeses, the Asia Wilsons, and all these people should be so happy and joyful that all the things that she's created or the other people have created should be happy for her. But I was happy. I was happy that they at least called her out, and that brings some level of accountability, or it forces her to change, or at least the conversation that's been being done in private. Now you have more people confronting you about the things that you have to do to basically show that you're advancing the league. I was surprised that she said that about Caitlin Clark too. You know, Caitlin Clark being a white woman and her being a white woman, excuse me, I didn't think that she would, have those, disparaging remarks about Caitlin, but it was surprising to me. But I'm happy that it's a conversation that was brought to the forefront. I'm happy with where women's basketball is at least at, and everybody's talking about it. But it was surprising to me, like once you go and look at the other interviews of her, how they frame her and the stuff that you hear from her. But I'm just happy it came to the forefront.
Yeah, I think this is typical how some people think, realistically. I think this is a chip off the old block, as they used to say. This is that same mentality that has hovered over sports, that hovered over the NFL, the NBA, not more so the NBA, but a lot of the NFL, the good old boys. Now we got to say the good old girls. We got to call her now the good old girls. Like that's that mindset that I'm doing you a favor no matter how good you are, no matter how great you are, no matter what you're bringing to my business, it is still my business. No, that mindset has to change. It has to change. I wouldn't be surprised, and I know sometimes people think I might jump the gun, but I wouldn't be surprised if they get her out of here. I think that mindset is erroneous. I think it's not a place for that in WNBA, especially when you're trying to go to new heights. You're trying to bring in new sponsors and all of those type of things. And to say that about the premier player that's really bringing all of this interest to the game is just like is backwards. You're shooting yourself in the foot, for lack of better words. And you know, God bless her family and everything like that. But that gotta go. That gotta go today, not tomorrow, today. Because when you think about all the innovation that's coming to this sport of the WNBA and where it could potentially go, we've finally seeing some like real growth in this sport. Remember, for a long time, people were not checking the games out. I mean, we would go to, people would go to the Atlanta Dream games and it would just be a bunch of just regular people, not regular, but just, it wasn't special. Now they're getting to the place where they're getting on jets, they're getting other opportunities. And when you got that kind of growth being infused into a product such as the WNBA, you can't have the one at the helm blocking all of the great resources from coming in.
If I was Caitlin Clark, I'd say suck my clit. Period. Straight like that. I was making $3.1 million a year in college. Fuck is you talking about? He's like, yo, don't act like you're doing me a favor. First of all, Ice Cube and them offered me $5 million for 10 weeks. I told them no, then they came back for $15 million. Fuck you mean what I would have been doing? I would have grabbed that and waited till next year. I'm trying to bring awareness to women's basketball, taking a wild pay cut. When you think about, let's just say $5 million for 10 weeks, and her pay is what, 250,000?
78,000.
78,000. 78,000 times 4, right? So you're sitting there. I don't even know what number that is. What kind of markup is that, Murder? 9,000%?
Yeah, so she's up there.
Oh yeah, like some 9,000%. What the fuck is there? Like 78,000 for a whole WNBA season, or 15 million for 10 weeks. The fuck is the commissioner talking about? This is, what year you think this is? I was making 3.1 in college. I got a $28 million deal with Nike. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Secondly, I don't know this for a fact because I haven't done the due diligence on this, but I can imagine how the ratings dropped since Caitlin Clark has been hurt. Because she was hurt the last month or two or however long it was before the season. I was even upset because the Fever actually made it to the semifinals. And Caitlin Clark wasn't playing. Imagine this, Murder. Now, mind you, this is her second year. Mm-hmm. Her team makes it to the semifinals. What them ratings would have been.
Yeah.
Did you know that? But I'm saying, not even being funny, did you know the Fever was in the semifinals?
No.
Exactly, but I bet
Caitlin wasn't playing.
Exactly. If Caitlin was playing, you would have known that the Fever was in the semifinals. So, yo, I would be like, yo, if I'm Caitlin Clark, yo, you need to come see me.
Yeah. she actually make the league hot. As much as people like to argue about it, she's what's bringing the eyeballs. I know that people are gonna hate that take, but it's the truth. It's like she's bringing the viewers along with everybody else, but they're coming to see her either win or fail, and that's what's bringing motivating a lot of the interest.
Just want to add a stat really quick to back up what you guys are saying. So it was reported that the WNBA viewership went down 55% since her injury, and even for the Fever's national TV games, it was at 1.8 million average viewers, and it went down to about 850,000. So
so you can feel how you want to feel about her. You can feel how you want to feel. This was 55% is a lot.
And this was what I was saying. Hold on, Mo. Let me finish my take real quick, because I wasn't even finished. I got an attitude about it, so pardon me, because who the fuck is you to be telling me this? I would go in the commissioner's office with all these numbers. Yo, check me out at Iowa, check me out with Nike, check me out with Gatorade, check out your viewership. Fuck you mean you giving me a platform? I could have went overseas and I could have did 10 weeks with the niggas. They may have bust my ass or whatever, but 15 million for 15 million. How long is it gonna take? All right, let's just do math, Murder. 10. It's gonna take 20 years to make what? 1.4?
This is like the good old boy mindset on steroids. But you would think this would be happening with a Caucasian woman and a black girl. This is happening with a white girl. That's what makes it even crazier.
Yeah, so I'm glad Napheesa blew the spot up, because to Murder's point, in his take, it might be like, you know, the person under the commissioner be like, you know, we ain't fucking with her anyway. That's gonna start.
Yeah.
The vote to get the commissioner out and all that, that's gonna start soon, because at the end of the day, now don't get me wrong, like Stat used a very important word, allegedly, because I'm pretty sure she's gonna say Napheesa exaggerated what I said and try and clean it up. But Napheesa doesn't come across as a person who would just randomly say that for no particular reason whatsoever. And Caitlin Clark, I don't know what you're gonna do, hun, but you got the leverage, and you're a very fair person to me. I'm talking about as far as not trying to take too much light, as far as downplaying your celebrity, as far as saying, no, the females deserve this, the females deserve that, knowing damn well you're the meal ticket. Like Murder said, people may not want to hear that, like it or not. You're the meal ticket. Let's think about this. Let's think about when she got her sneaker deal. And not saying that Asia Wilson didn't deserve one, but he's like, oh, hold up. Now they just giving out women sneaker deals and they own sneakers. Yeah. Where the fuck Asia sneak at?
Asia got one.
Oh yeah.
Angel got one.
Oh yo, let's get Asia a deal.
Yeah.
And I think Asia's the best basketball player in the WNBA by far. She deserved one. But they didn't think about it until they gave Caitlin Clark one, and us as black people threw a damn fit about it. So we don't need to get them mad.
Yeah.
Let's get her the sneaker.
Yeah. And I think the only thing that's bad about this, I hate that it came through a black girl. I hate that she was the messenger of this message, because now she's going to probably have to watch out, because people don't take light to things like that, especially when you're sharing private information publicly.
I'll tell you one thing, Murder.
Speaking truth to power.
Yeah, speaking truth to power, and Murder, you're 100% correct. But she probably the second best player in the NBA. Napheesa Collier, like, she is Asia Wilson, then it's her. If you want to put Caitlin and Paige in there because they're color, but I thought, to be honest with you, of course, Asia Wilson deserved her 4th MVP this year. But if anybody should have got it right after her, it's Napheesa Collier.
So I will add, because this is still unfolding, and like we know that Napheesa already started Unrivaled, which is already making a lot of money, and they're still trying to figure out their CBA rights deal, because the players really think that they should be having revenue sharing because of the media rights deal that the WNBA just signed, which was like $2.2 billion, and even just knowing that the highest paid WNBA player only makes about $250,000 given the rights and deals that they've signed. So it's definitely going to kind of be a little battle from here on out, and I'm not exactly sure which direction it's going. But I did want to read you guys the commissioner's response to basically see what you guys think about that. So she said, I have the utmost respect for Napheesa Collier and for all the players in the WNBA. Together we have all worked tirelessly to transform this league. My focus remains on ensuring a bright future for the players and the WNBA, including collaborating on how we continue to elevate the game. I am disheartened by how Napheesa characterized our conversations and league leadership, but even when our perspectives differ, my commitment to the players and to this work will not waver. So Maurice, gonna let you go first.
No, I'm going first. Bitch, your publicist wrote that. I ain't jacking none of that. Yo, clean this shit up. Clean this shit, you're gonna get a mess. Clean this shit up. Hurry up. Write me some shit and I sign off on it. We can't have this shit. Publicist wrote that. Mo, go ahead. I ain't even got much to say about it. Go ahead.
One, we was gonna have the same take. A publicist wrote that. I had a different question, and Stat, no offense to what you just asked, but I just never wonder why. There's people who always say that they paved the way for people, but then they get mad of people who take advantage of what they paved the way for. You ever seen that in the past?
Yeah.
That never made sense to me, where we're doing all this so people can do better, and then when the people who do better start doing
that's
better,
a good point.
People get mad at them. I just don't understand.
I'm just paving the way. Then when niggas,
Cam had my fix that.
No, that's a good point. Yo, we paved the way. Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll pave more way for the next niggas. I understand what you coming for. Go ahead, Murder. My bad.
I think this statement alone kind of puts her in a Donald Sterling. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Donald Sterling.
The owner of the Clippers.
Yeah, put him in that position, like Paul's the owner of the Clippers.
Former owner, yeah.
And I really think that this kind of statement is so explosive. it really shouldn't exist without a recording, actually, because it's so explosive. If you're somebody else and you're thinking about this young lady who's the next best player in the league, how do you feel comfortable talking around her, Killa, if you know this is the type of thing she does? Like, she take the information and go public.
You're 100% correct. It's a mess all over the board.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yo, you might be free about it. But like, if let's just use me and you as an example.
You're like, hold up.
No, like, for instance, right? Let's just say the nigga King is here in the room and we know he told somebody else. And I'm like, yo, but you going, yo.
Yeah,
you might tap like, you know this nigga. It's a good point. That's a very, very good point.
Yeah, like, remember who was that? D'Angelo Russell, when he said that about Kobe. It's like,
Nick
you
Young.
can't. You can't,
Nick Young is about Nick Young.
Yeah, you can't bring him back in the locker room.
Because the thing about it, that followed him.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So we got to put a pin right here on Napheesa and watch how things not unravel, but play out for her as a person. Because if you're a person in a corporation or anything like that, people, you gotta have some kind of record or some kind of recording to do something like this. Because if not, it makes you look messy, even though you're saying something that could be powerful.
Yeah, that's a good point. You saying Napheesa need to watch her back like the 5 Heartbeats Big Red.
Yeah, I mean, because we've been in this pause for a long time, so we know all of the whistleblowers. We know what happened to whistleblowers. So when you blow the whistle, pause. You really gotta have your stuff together.
Good point. Very good point.
Great point. Well,
No fear, Napheesa. We just giving you wisdom from back in the days, you know?
Yeah, good points. But also shout out to her, because I know that's a very hard thing to do, but she is a very trusted voice in the WNBA. And clearly she spoke up for all of them, because a lot of the WNBA players came to her defense and basically was supporting her. So I don't know what happens next. This brings a whole whirlwind of things, and we'll discuss as the season continues. But
because one other point, because what if it's not true? What if it's not true?
the thing is, though, off the commissioner's response, she didn't really deny it.
The commissioner definitely said it was a convo. The commissioner said, I'm disappointed.
That's what you took from our conversation.
Yeah,
no, I'm saying it was a conversation, but what if she didn't say that in the conversation?
I think that, that's a good question, because I think, and I don't know the WNBA commissioner. If this was Adam Silver, or even especially David Stern, that was outright bold-faced wrong and lied. Yeah. If it was 100%...
because you know David Stern. We know David Stern.
Yeah, like, listen, that is not what I said, and I'm sorry that he misinterpreted so. So I don't have any information. I'm just going off what's being read to me. I don't know this commissioner's personality or anything else. But if somebody's lying on you and you got to put a statement out, you got to, at least in the statement, put that's not true what they said. That's what I would say.
So she, according to her response, many are going to believe you said this, because you would have started with, hey, I'm going to need you to retract that statement. I'm going to need you to do this, because that is not what I said. That may be what you took from it. And people will be very emphatic when they know they didn't say something.
Yeah.
Listen,
I was just putting a question
I'm gonna be
out
honest
there for
with
conversation.
you. And listen, let's just be totally honest. This show, the reason me and Mace are even speaking is because somebody lied on him and he went on the podcast.
You're right, nigga. You're not going to be lying on me telling people I gave you. And listen, bro, I got my receipts. You're right. You're 100% right. Yeah, you got to clear that up, Commissioner.
Yeah, so the reason, like, just give him some more context about what I said was that for people that don't know, me and Mace wasn't speaking for 10 years or maybe longer. And he said some words on the podcast, and then I came on the podcast, said some words, but that wasn't his reason for going on the podcast.
Yeah.
The reason for him going on the podcast was he felt somebody lied on him, and he went to clear that up.
And we drove there to clear it up. Yeah, you got to clear things up, man.
And the commissioner didn't do that.
Yeah.
At all. She basically just said, when our perspectives differ, my commitment to the, like, you already lost me.
Yeah,
so
you lost me
we'll
with
see
that
what
because you
happens.
said something.
Yeah.
So shout out to Napheesa for standing for the truth.
Yeah, and hopefully things get better for them because I know they got a lot going on. But y'all, that is all the time that we have for today. Maurice, you know it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. And
Hey, Mo, it was so great for you
My
being
bad,
here.
Vertigo. My bad.
Tell everybody about your show on Come and Talk to Me Network.
Every day on the Come and Talk to Me Network at 5 p.m. It's called Start with the Facts. And it's myself and a few co-hosts. We get up on the show every day, talk about all the current events, sports, and we have a great time doing so. But every day, 5 o'clock on the network. Thanks you all again for giving me the opportunity, and thanks for anybody who's tuned in and enjoyed the show with us.
Yeah, and everybody, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you're not hating, why are you waiting? Hit the subscribe button right now. Stat, take us on.
that part. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.